Hello and welcome to episode 74 of the Nearly Men Video Games podcast, coming from Twitch on Thursday the 22nd of October 2020. My name is Paul Kaczynski and joining me this evening is Colin Little.
Hey!
Oh, he did it. He went and did it. Oh my days. And along with Gary Hogg-Simmons, we are the Nearly Men. We have nothing to do with the video games industry. We don't make them, we don't sell them, and we're not even particularly good at them. We are the Nearly Men, and at some point you have probably kicked our asses online. I was doing so well until the fifth word or something. And then I forgot the word for
Nearly
podcast.
Men Prodcast.
You said podcast last week as well.
Well, maybe we better check the script. Maybe it's all. Oh, how did the whole not using the script for it tonight, Paolo, go?
Do you know, it was going so well. I was confident, and then I hesitated, and that was the problem. I hesitated. But hello, Colin. How are you, sir?
I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm very well.
Long time no see.
I know, we've skipped a week, skipped a beat. Everyone, the world fell apart last week when everyone wasn't here on Thursday to see the podcast, and they were met with you and Gary playing a game that didn't work.
A game that didn't work. So
From
yeah,
what I hear anyway.
yeah. Stupid Streets of Rage. That was giving me Streets of Rage.
As people know, it's kind of myself that deals with all the kind of broadcast features of the podcast and the game and stuff and all that when we're multiplaying. So last week, Colin was left on his own devices, and I thought it looked great, mate. I thought he did brilliant. It was
all right, yeah. There was a few technical issues as it went on, but it was all right. In theory, it all would have worked fine. The game was the problem. The game was the problem, but yeah, it worked all right. It worked all right. It seems to be a problem with the Game Pass edition of that game. Apparently, there's just loads of problems. Problems with it.
God damn it, Flab and jam it. You been a busy boy? You been streaming much this week, Colin?
Yes. I snuck on, did a wee extra stream. When was that? Yesterday with Hirohito. A member of the community, but yeah, I've been because obviously after Save Point we took out a wee bit of time off. I was kind of conscious to get back onto it. So yeah, I've been doing wee bits and pieces. I'll do a wee something tomorrow. I have no idea what I'm going to play, and I was a wee bit concerned today because my PS4 stopped working earlier on, but it's fixed at the moment.
Danger. So wait a minute, that's you had analog drift, and it's kind of gubbed for a day.
Nah, I really need to stop talking about the PS5 or the PS4s in the room.
Making it so jealous, man.
I know.
So jealous.
Committed Harry Carey. So I already see the chat lighting up with everyone asking where. Well, Evil Monkey said, "Where the hell is the third one? I want my money back."
Oh, we better address that, eh?
We should probably address that, probably. We killed him.
Yes, he's under the patio. Unfortunately, Blunder Boy is feeling poorly once again, and basically we said take a rest and didn't bother doing the podcast. He was actually quite keen on fighting it and coming on, but we just said, nah, away you go, son.
What's the betting that he's actually streaming like Dead by Daylight right now or something like that?
Dead by Daylight something.
Well, yeah, that'll be it.
Earning those blood points through the snot. But yeah, sadly missed. So 3 become 2 tonight with myself and Colin Little. But it's always good. It's like the OG, as we always say.
OG Nearly Men. I'll see if we can remember how it used to go.
Well, it started exactly like it used to go.
Aye, absolutely. I already joked about killing people and
yeah. Straight downhill. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's episode, we mentioned that we're going to change up how the producers system works. So that is now active and live. But tonight, we thought just for one last hurrah, we're giving it to the tier 1s. So everyone out there that subscribes at tier 1, you have made tonight's episode happen. Solely you guys. Especially you. And you. And you.
You know.
Yeah.
Any shout out to the tier 2s, Pablo?
We've got one tier 2 subscriber.
That tier 2 must be the big deal. That must be a That must be like a proper big deal.
Well, you know, in the Sunday Social, I always say that Rakturin gets to sit up front because he's the benefactor of Kaczynski Airlines. I mean, this tier 2 is essentially the benefactor of the Nearly Men.
Definitely. So should we maybe make it for like one night only that tier 2 gets to like host the podcast? Co-host. Don't want to do that much. Don't want to do that much.
I don't want to let it into their hands because let's face it, we know how that would end up.
Yeah,
I can't remember who the actual tier 2 sub is. Colin, can you remind me?
It would be an absolute legend by the name of Colin_NM. The wonderful Just Off the Six gifted a tier 2 sub to someone in the community, and I got it.
It's an inside job. So for 1 week only, Colin_NM, you can co-host the podcast. I'm afraid next week you're out though.
Aye, and that will not be continued.
So thank you everybody for supporting the channel as always. Remember, you can use your Prime Gaming sub to us, which lets you sub to a streamer for free. If you've got an Amazon Prime and a Twitch account, you can link them at Prime Gaming, and that gives you a free subscription to the subscriber of your choice. Please do consider us. We love you getting in touch for the podcast. We love hearing what you're playing, what's grinding your gears, what's lubing your gears. That doesn't sound right.
that doesn't sound right at all, Paolo.
So please do get in touch, and here's how you can do it.
Reaching the Nearly Men is easier than ever. Search for the Nearly Men Video Games podcast on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or your preferred podcast player. We stream on Twitch. Follow Colin at Colin_NM. Follow Paul at Paul Kaczynski, all one word. Follow Gary at Blunderboy87. And let's get social on Facebook as The Nearly Men, Twitter and Instagram where we are at Nearly Men, or go old school and email us on info@thenearlymen.com. Need all that again? Links are on our website, thenearlymen.com. So what are you waiting for?
Yes, indeed. Please do drop us a line. We love hearing from you, even if it is just something as simple as what game you're enjoying playing. There have been some comments in the community. Inky Finger was on Discord when we threw out the shout, and he's excited by lots of new tech and phones coming out. iPhone 12. Have you not just got a new iPhone, Colin? You're an iPhone guy.
I got my iPhone last year. I've got the 11.
It's one come out every year.
Yeah, pretty much now.
That's brutal, man. That is brutal. So the iPhone 12, the Pixel 5, the Hawaii. I never know how to say that. Huawei.
I think it's Huawei. Huawei. I don't know.
Anyway, that Huawei Mate 40 Pro is coming out, and the AMD Zen 3. I presume that's a processor. Aye, that is a processor.
Yes.
Exciting time. He's also mentioning that Cyberpunk 2077 is getting out. Oh, what is that? Is it 15th November?
No, I think it's PlayStation Day. I think it's the exact same day PlayStation comes out. I think it's the 19th.
Oh my. And then the OnePlus 8T, I've got no idea what that is. Inky Fingers, if you're in the chat, I see you there. There you are. What is the OnePlus 8T? You must tell us that. On you go.
Sorry. No, on you go, Pedro.
I was just going to say, are you excited for a new iPhone, Colin? Are you going to be picking this new iPhone up? Yeah,
I will not be picking a new iPhone up, no.
But Colin, you're one of them. Colin, you're one of them, mate.
Yeah, I'm one of them. But I've already got one ridiculous luxury purchase to make next month.
That's fair.
No, I mean, I tell you, right, there's all this stuff about Apple, about them allegedly deliberately slowing down handsets and all that, but the iPhone 11 will be good for at least another year. It's nice and fast. It's decent size, great camera on it. I don't feel the need. Also, I'm on like a 2-year contract anyway, so
exactly. But I mean, are these phones not like £1,500 now to buy? If you were to just buy the phone,
I believe the handset itself's probably about £900.
So that lasts you essentially, if you're keeping up with the Joneses, a year. £900 for a year.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
it's,
brutal, man.
but I think most people are on 2-year contracts, so I think it's usually 2 years. But actually, I last and what I generally then do is hand it on to somebody. Like, inevitably one of the members of my family are clumsy enough to have dropped their phone down the toilet or something like that, so they end up periodically getting a hand me down from me. Because I do take very good care of my phone. I'm a bit worried about that now because I'll almost certainly drop it now. But
You jinxed it.
my phone's last and last.
From the chat, I'm gathering that a OnePlus is a brand of phone. I think I'm getting here.
Okay, I've never heard it.
I think Hawaii is just pronounced Hawaii, pronounced by Christopher Walken. Hawaii. Well, there's 4 versions of the new iPhone. I'm being told it's very much like the new range of Xbox. So how are you going to order your iPhone, Colin?
Well, so you go into a shop, right? And imagine you're an old lady walking into a shop, right? No, let's not think. Imagine you're a 50-year-old podcaster
I'm not
ordering ordering an Xbox Series S 2 weeks before they come out, like before the even pre-orders go on sale, and going, "Oh, I've got myself a deal here!" Click, 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 click.
Remember, I can turn you off.
Well, is that, yeah, well.
It's a true story. The story was on the stream last night, so I'm not telling it again.
No, exactly. Coincidentally, what are your thoughts on Cyberpunk?
Oh, do you know, I wasn't interested in it when I first got announced. And then I started to see wee bits of it, and I went, "Oh, that might be quite nice." And then I found out it was in first person, and that put me off again. And then I kind of see the kind of love that's went into it, like The Witcher and all that jazz, and I kind of go, "Oh, yeah, that might be quite good." So I think I'm at that stage. That might be quite good, but it's not I've got to play this game for me.
So yeah, I'm kind of saying I think it's going to be excellent. I have kind of come and gone by how excited I was for it. I watched the Night City Wire thing on Twitch last week where they showed off the cars and the sort of fashion. It looks incredible. However, it's coming out at the same time as PS5. It's not getting a pure PS5 version, but it does run on PS5. So you can buy. So technically, it'll be a wee bit cheaper. You can buy it on PS4, a PS4 copy, and you get a free upgrade to PS5, and it'll play it like whatever 60 frames or whatever it does.
Has it not got a PS5 version?
You can't. I don't. As far as I'm aware, you cannot buy a copy of it for PS5 as such. It's a PS4 game. But the thing that has put me off a wee bit is this rumour today that Dr. Disrespect is going to be in the game.
Oh, that's a bad move.
Yeah.
Explain who Dr. Disrespect is, just for those that don't know.
Well, he's a big...
going into details, obviously. But
he's a streamer. He got in a lot of trouble at TwitchCon. Was it two years ago, last year?
At least 2 years ago, yeah.
Where he live streamed from one of the toilets. Which broke a lot of rules, got him a ban, got him kicked out of TwitchCon, I think. He subsequently got removed off of Twitch earlier in the year. We don't exactly know why, but he's just a bit toxic.
He now streams on YouTube. You might know him. He kind of wears a kind of mullet and moustache and dark glasses.
Yeah, he's got a huge following.
He lives up to his name. He's very aggressive. And
he's just everything that I wouldn't watch on a Twitch stream.
Exactly. But he claims he still doesn't know why they banned him. He says he's never been told.
Yeah. So I don't know about that. I'm not sure it's been confirmed if he definitely is in the game, but it does look like that might be the case. I know that they are putting certain influencers in the game. I know that Alana Pierce, who now works for Funhouse, used to be IGN. She's in the game. But she's also been she does the voice of she voices a character in Gears of War 5. She's been doing some voice acting already. She's certainly not a toxic personality. I'm more than happy for her to be in the game. But it seems a really strange choice to have somebody like that, and I don't really know why. And then it opens up a sort of bigger discussion about whether folk like that, just because their followings, should be in games, or why are you putting people like that in games? So yeah, I don't know. It's not necessarily been confirmed. There's all sorts of people questioning, and I'm not quite sure. But that's a bit of a downer. It's a bit of a downer. I'm not convinced it will definitely stop me buying the game, but I have still not played a Borderlands game because Chris Hardwick's in it.
Yep.
So maybe it will. Maybe it will.
Who knows, man? Who knows, man? Let us move on, and we shall. Oh, you went bloody. There you go. You're back.
Right. I think I sat too close to my camera.
We did a wee event, not last weekend, but the weekend before, and it was a 24-hour gaming marathon.
Oh,
Kablam! Yeah. It was a 24 hours of sweat and tears, pain.
It was quite tough doing the 24 hours again, wasn't it?
It was. Do you know? I don't know if I'm willing to kind of go on record with this, but I'm floating it. Shall we say? I'm floating it.
Okay.
I think that this year's was the easiest for me, and I don't know if that was because all my gear's here and it was all set up, and we didn't have to shift everything over to you and kind of load up and all that jazz. And even though there was still a bit of kind of set up last minute, it was all very much ready to go from a very early point in the day.
It's also a lot of setup that you're used to doing now. You're in the routine of. It was exactly the same for myself. Actually, it was quite painless setting up.
I don't think it helped being on my own. I quite like when I'm with you and I can physically touch you.
Naturally.
And of course. But in the same breath, I think it helps that I'm in a kind of blackout room, that I was unaware of time at all. The only reference I had to time was the countdown clock on the screen. And I could ignore that if I could, but I didn't see daylight come and go like we normally do. So I don't know if that helped, but I'd say it was the easier year for me.
The majority of it was quite easy. I had it's always that same time. The problem was I always wake up super, super early on the day, and I cannot sleep. I also made a mistake in the schedule, and it literally gave me anxiety that almost crippled me in the afternoon because I had made a real mess of everything, or at least I was concerned. So I tried to have a lie down, and I discovered this mistake or this problem in the schedule at the exact time that both you and Blunderboy had both went to sleep. And I was just left lying awake going, I don't know what time they're going to wake up at. I don't know if it's going to be able to fix.
5 to 8. That's when my alarm was set, 5 to 8.
So, as a result, by the time we started, I had already been awake for around 12 hours before we even started the 24 hours. So the usual 5, 6 in the morning was quite hard for me. Can't remember. It was Minecraft. Minecraft was a nightmare. I kind of knew Minecraft might have been an issue, especially at that time in the morning, but it killed me.
Likewise, for me, that was the toughest point again. I mean, I said it was an easy one, but that definitely was still the toughest point. And I don't know what else we can do. Because it's not even if we play a very like high voltage game that it helps. It doesn't help. It's a bizarre. It must be when the universe goes to sleep and we just join it. There's something odd about that time of day.
Yeah, I mean, there's every possibility. It just, I don't know. It just sort of messes with me a wee bit. But it was great. Apart from that, it was really fun. It worked well. It was really nice. We got some amazing support. We got amazing support in a number of ways, but we got some amazing support due to the amount of viewers, the amount of raids we got. It was insane. I mean, we had, an average of, 50 people watching us throughout the 24 hours. And then we had some pretty big raids where we were, we had like 300 watching us and points like that as well. So it was crazy. It was really crazy. Shout out to Dando and to Viva La Hazy for bringing us those monster raids.
Yep.
And we got a whole bunch of other raiders as well.
Quite phenomenal. And it was lovely to have so many people kind of stick with us for so long. Rick Turian, Titana, folk like that were always about, and Bri was dipping in and out. I mean,
Raider Die. I mean, there was loads of folk.
A whole host. I'm not going to list because I'll forget someone, but honestly, thank you so much to everybody that stuck in. And even if you just popped in and said hello, once and watch this for a bit. It's all helps. All helps.
It was incredible.
Any highlight for you, Colin? Any highlight game that you enjoyed?
Well, you know I love Sea of Thieves, and we had a rather amazing run on Sea of Thieves.
We did.
We've still not clipped. I don't know if we'll be able to now, but I still wanted that clip of us blowing up that Skelly Galleon with the powder keg.
Well, I have highlighted the whole 24 hours, so that's a video
good.
on our channel, so you will be able to clip from that.
Excellent. I will look forward to it. So that was great. I mean, there was loads of stuff. Human Fall Flat was a lot of fun.
That was good fun.
Oh man, what else did we play? I was very pleasantly surprised with Destiny 2.
That was good fun.
I've always liked it, but I really enjoyed it. I know Blunderboy was quite pleasantly
Well, that's good.
surprised with it, and of course, Phasmophobia was hilarious.
Nope.
Yeah,
It's
it was brilliant.
It's hellish. The hellish game.
Yes, I almost had a stroke at one point in the game. When Paul was being attacked by a little spooky girl.
Spooky kid.
Oh dear. It was brilliant fun though. I really loved it, and it was just incredible because we raised. Are we going to announce? We're going to announce it.
Go for it, man. Go for it.
We raised £1,300 plus £236.75 is 75 pence. Sorry, in gift aid. So that means that our total, the Nearly Men's total, was £1,536.75. So thank you all so much. That is far and away our highest ever total.
Yeah,
phenomenal. Which was just incredible. And the really amazing thing is, so it wasn't just us that were doing it. There was lots of people. There was groups of people who worked together. There was families taking part. There was hundreds, well, not hundreds, but there was lots and lots of people taking part throughout Scotland and the UK. At the end of the weekend, so this isn't even, because there are some people that do it a little bit later due to schedules and stuff later in the month, but at the end of the first weekend, the weekend we did, the total raised across the whole event was £11,541, and of course that was being doubled by Rockstar Games.
Brilliant.
So the total at that point was £23,082. £82, sorry, which is incredible. And there's still folk to add to that. These cats are annoying me. Apologies. I'm
phenomenal.
Being attacked. I mean, it was astonishing. So, thank you all. Thank you all so much.
Generosity of the Nearly Men communities. Thank you. And that's raised funds, we should say, for Edinburgh Children's Hospital charity, who in turn deal with Edinburgh Children's Hospital.
Yes.
And they're good guys. Good guys. So that was the 11th year Save Points happened.
Yep.
So next year's the 12th year, Colin. Are we back for the 12th year again?
Well, what do you guys think in the chat? Should the Nearly Men be back for Save Point 2021? Should we be back?
Maybe remember we're talking about the million channel point idea. Maybe that's what it is. 1 million channel points. You get to choose what the 24-hour stream is.
I mean, I'd be up for that, but I know that somebody like Bry, for instance, will be very close to. I mean, he will be one of the chip leaders in channel points at the moment, and he could spite us.
You need to watch a ludicrous amount to get 1 million
of the
points.
We're
no chipping in. It's no one of these channel reward things where you go
together. We wouldn't be doing that. No chance.
This is a sole benefactor. Although I'm aware that Diet Punk has got a lot of points as well.
Yeah,
he could be quite evil.
He's got an evil streak in him, man. There's a few of them.
But it was a pleasure doing it again with you, sir, as always.
It was wonderful, and well done to our wounded soldier Blunderboy87, who completed his first 24-hour stream. As we said, it wasn't his first save point. He has actually taken part in loads of the save points over the years at points, but it was his first time doing the full 24 hours, and smashed it. He smashed it.
He did.
I was a wee bit worried he was like shutting down near the end.
Yes, you could certainly see it.
You could tell the last hour or two he was a bit done with us all, wasn't he?
I think when Dead by Daylight stopped, I think that was he was looking forward to that, and then I think when that went, he just started to go. He got lower and lower in his chair, and his wee shawl kept coming higher and higher.
I mean, Paul, can you imagine 40 hours? I mean, it must have felt like 40 hours. 24 hours listening to us too.
I know.
Oh, the well done, Blunder Boy.
24 hours of going, oh, hello! Oh, what are we doing now?
Do you know, we didn't do much Stewie Griffin. That shows that we've grown. We didn't got
Build a little house over here.
Got a money for fake mustaches.
That, I mean, if you want to see something, I don't know where it is. Is it YouTube? I don't know, but last year's save point when we went loopy playing Minecraft at 6 o'clock in the morning again, and it was like an hour of us just doing that. Oh,
it was absolute nonsense.
Crazy time. Well, we'll see for next year. Thank you once again, everybody. That is a phenomenal amount of money raised, and honestly, we genuinely can't believe how much that is, and it's thanks to you guys. So thank you.
Thank
now,
you.
Colin, you're up to something. You're up to something, son.
I am up to something. Shall we do it now?
Well, yeah. Go for it.
Okay. Right. So.
Oh well, aye. Go for it. Aye.
So old school listeners of the podcast will remember a time before we were on Twitch where before Blunderboy had joined us and brought some actual gaming knowledge to the podcast, when it was basically just myself and Paolo talking absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
To many tens of listeners. And one of the things we used to do was features.
That's right.
And I would come up with often bonkers features to do. We would do quizzes, we'd do all that. But there was one in particular that is enshrined in people's memories, and I know Mr. Kaczynski was a big fan of.
No!
And that was, of course, Log or Mog.
Yeah!
Now...
Yes!
Now... I had a wee look. So for anyone that doesn't know, Log or Mog was where I would select sections of Tory Twonk, Jacob Rees-Mogg's various quotes, all that sort of stuff he'd spaffed off into the universe, and I would mix that in with bits of video game knowledge and get video game quotes and get Paolo to tell me whether it was game dialogue or Jacob Rees-Mogg. And it proved very successful.
Love it.
However, as I looked through, I thought, well, we'll bring it back. However, his recent stuff is even more unpleasant, and I'm not going to give the guy any more publicity than he's. But in that theme, I thought we would go down that road. So let me introduce you to the first ever round of Video Game Illing or Harold McMillan.
This is ludicrous. This is absolutely ludicrous.
Video Game Ellen or Harold McMillan. Okay, so here we go. Right,
you sir have got far too much time in your hands.
So I'm going to read out a quote, and you guys can all play along in the chat as well. I'm going to read out a quote, and of course, all the listeners at home on the podcast, you can play along as well. I'm going to read out a little quote, and you guys need to decide, Paolo, you need to decide whether it is a quote from a video game or whether it's a quote from lackluster Prime Minister Harold McMillan. Okay, here we go. Right, the first one, number one. Here's the quote. Oh, I'm going to read them all out in my believed Harold McMillan impression as well.
Oh, even better.
Okay, here we go. Here's the quote. War never changes.
Oh.
Is that Video Game Ellen or Harold McMillan?
War never changes. See, you're throwing me with the impression. That's evil.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's video game. Video game.
It is Video Game, and Inky Fingers was straight in there. Straight in there as a quote from Fallout.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Number 2. Is this video game Ellen or Harold McMillan? To be alive at all involves some risk.
Whoa. McMillan. It's McMillan.
Ding, ding, ding! It is Harold McMillan.
Yeah!
Well done. Okay. Here we go. This next one. Hope is what makes us strong. It is why we are here. It is what we fight with when all else is lost. Is that Video Game Ellen or Harold McMillan?
Give us that again.
Hope is what makes us strong. It is why we are here. It is what we fight with when all else is lost.
I mean, it should be said at this point that Colin Little is a trained actor and he is available.
I am.
This is showcasing his beautiful.
I think the fact that I came up with this can show you I'm very much available.
That's too. It's too wordy. It's McMillan. It's too wordy for a script.
Ooh.
Oh no! What?
That is if I'd finished off by saying boy.
Oh, okay.
It's not actually from that one. It's from God of War 3, but it is Kratos from God of War 3.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay, so you're doing okay. First one wrong. Here we go. Number 4. You have died of dysentery.
Oh, surely that can't be McMillan. That's got to be like from like Kingdom Come Deliverance or something like that. It's a game. It's got to be a game.
It is. Ding! It is indeed a game. It is, and it's rightly spotted from USA83. It is from the Oregon Trail. Okay, number 5. Here we go.
Right.
Jaw is better than war.
Oh.
Is that Video Game Ellen or Harold McMillan?
That's definitely a Harry Hill. Video Game Ellen or Harold McMillan.
Careful, you'll get sued.
I think you're trying to throw me by putting George Orr into it. Oh, but then you might think that
I haven't added to any of these quotes. I've added nothing to any of these quotes.
But getting one that's George Orr, you try to make me think that that's a direct quote from McMillan, but it's actually in a game.
George Orr.
George Orr.
No, Jaw.
Oh, Jaw.
Jaw.
Jaw. Fuck.
That was nearly a wee sweary there.
I better mark that time down when I'm Thanks for spotting it. It's McMillan.
Ding! It is Harold McMillan. Funnily enough, when I was going through this, there was also one that was just wacka, and that was apparently Pac-Man. I was like, that's Fozzie Bear, surely. Okay, here we go. Right, doing well, Paolo. Next one, number 6. I like shorts. They're comfy and easy to wear.
Oh. It's just crazy enough, isn't it? Aye, I'm McMillan. I'm going McMillan. You've cut out. You've went too loud. You've cut out.
That is not McMillan. No, that is from a weird kid that's in the grass in one of the Pokemon games.
Oh, come on!
You genuinely thought that Harold McMillan said, "I like shorts. They're comfy and easy to wear."
Well, it could be like, one of these editorials that you get, and so Prime Minister, would you prefer a long short or a short long? So,
I like shorts. They're comfy and easy to wear.
Harold McMillan in a kind of 1980s football short.
I tried some of these with Sherry Boppins earlier on. I tried, and I couldn't read that one out without laughing. So I'm delighted. Delighted you didn't get that one. Okay. Okay, here we go. So what was that? That's 2 wrong. 2 wrong, but 5 right so far. You're doing well. Okay.
I'll take that.
I'd like to... sorry. Didn't read that right.
Prepare.
Prepare. All right, prepared. I'd like that translated, if I may.
Oh.
Is that video game Ellen or Harold McMillan?
It could be either, couldn't it? Really?
That's the whole point of the game, Paolo.
Well, don't slag me for short shorts. Then.
Yeah, but that was the one I put on for comic effect.
I'd like that translated, if I may. Is that what that was?
Yes.
McMillan.
Ding! It is Harold McMillan.
Yes.
Okay, here's one. This is number 8. Okay, you get 3 more to go. 3 more to go. Let's see if you can do these ones. Okay. What is bravery without a dash of recklessness?
Look at that face.
I've just been adding performance in.
Are you really auditioning now,
Yeah.
What is bravery? You distracted me with your beautiful impression. What was it again?
What is bravery without a dash of recklessness?
No, it's a game.
It is a game.
Yes.
It's from Dark Souls.
Yes. That was indeed John Cleese, by the way. Someone using the chat saying that was John Cleese, yes.
Okay, here we go. Endure and survive.
Oh.
Is that video game Ellen or Harold McMillan?
Oh, that is a quote. Was it him that said it, though, or has it just been used in a game and now? Endure and survive.
Gonna have to rush you here, Paolo.
It's a game.
Yeah, it is a game.
Yes!
It is The Last of Us.
That's why I know it right good.
Okay, final one. You're doing very well.
Oh, good.
All right, this is your last one. The last question. Okay, here we go. Is this video game Ellen or Harold McMillan?
Oh, no.
Do a barrel roll.
I mean, it's got to be. It cannot be. You're just crazy enough to find a quote of Harold McMillan saying "do a barrel roll." Though that's a game. It's a game, Colin. Tell me it's a game.
No, it was actually Harold McMillan when he voice acted for Fox McCloud in Star Fox 64. Yes, it is indeed a game. Very well done, Paolo. You got 8 out of 10 in the first ever edition of Video Game Ellen or Harold McMillan.
Get it right up, you McMillan! Very good, Colin. Thank you.
Oh, there we go.
Glorious. It's been a long time since we've done something like that. That was glorious.
And I never even told. Paolo didn't even know.
That was a complete surprise. So good. How do we move on from that, Colin? That's worries me.
I don't know.
That's why we used to do the feature as the last thing, because we could never top it. Now we need to gather our thoughts. Remember that we're a video games program. And not just some sort of game show hosted by Liz Dawson. Well, do you know, Colin, I'm going to ask you about next gen.
Yes.
We've been talking a lot about next gen every week, and I'm not going to dwell on it too much. But is there anything that's caught your eye in the last 3 weeks? I suppose it is now that has jumped out about next gen that you're excited about.
One thing I have spotted, I don't know. I mentioned this the other night, but I've had a wee cursory look on the PlayStation Store, And I noticed that, since the latest update, and I know there's a lot of stuff about party chats, but we've kind of discussed that I don't think that's a big deal. It just means that, if somebody's sending abuse to people on party chat, you have the option to record it and send it to Sony to say, this person's griefing me. They're not actually actively listening to you, which I think is fair enough. You just make sure you invite people to the party chat that you can trust and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And if there's something you think's a bit dicey, then maybe you shouldn't be talking about it over the internet anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's one of those things. That's that old thing about the internet. It's like shouting across a crowded room, even when it feels like you might be private. It's not that private. So that wasn't really a big deal. But one thing I did notice that actually on the PlayStation Store, I had a wee look through a few games, things like Ghost of Tsushima, things like Cyberpunk, and actually now in the blurb where it says, supports 1 or 2 players, multiplayer, so much so you now see in the blurb that it's playable on PlayStation 5. Or that you'll be able to get like a free upgrade at no extra cost and things like that. So although Sony haven't been particularly shouting and screaming about how the backwards compatibility works, it just seems like it's going to work. As far as they're aware, from what I've been able to gauge, they've not made a big parade about it. But it does look like they're all going to run. Certainly, I know Ghost of Tsushima is going to run at 60 frames a second there, which I'm not that bothered about usually, but I think I'm now at the stage where I've not got very far in Ghost of Tsushima. I love it, and every time I play a bit of it, I think, why am I not playing more of this? And I kind of think now I'm at that stage where I kind of just want to wait for PS5 and play it on that.
That's going to be nice. It's going to be very nice on PS5.
Yeah, and I was also thinking about The Last of Us 2. I was thinking about replaying that at some point. I went, well, I might as well just wait and do it on PS5.
Do you know what jumped into my head is we've still to get the multiplayer aspect of Last of Us 2.
Yeah, well, remember they said that there wasn't really going to be a multiplayer aspect of Last of Us 2 as such, but whatever they were exploring as a Last of Us multiplayer is now becoming something else.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, I assume we're going to hear what Naughty Dog are up to at some point. Is there not usually an event near the end of October? Is it not like Paris Games Week or something that usually happens kind of the end of November? Sorry.
They're all been. I think Paris has been, is it not?
I don't know.
Everyone's been.
I just thought there usually was one kind of November time. So then I wondered if maybe there might be some sort of online announcement. But then Naughty Dog could maybe just drop that news at some point and just go boom.
Yeah, that's it. They don't need a show, do they?
Less
than a month though.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely crazy. Aside from that, I don't know. I watched the video of the PS5 coming apart. I thought the way the stand works is quite cool. As somebody said, well, have you seen it? You unscrew it, and then there's a wee place for the screw to go. It closes in and all that. I mean, it seems a bit unnecessary for the stand, but I kind of like it.
£500, mate. There you go.
Yeah. I'm just looking forward to it now. I think there will be a big difference this year that actually, whereas when PS4, we still remember, Paul, when we got our PS4s at launch, there was next to no games. There was Resogun, which was good, but there was next to no games to play. So much so that I actually went back and played a bunch of stuff, finished up stuff, and got trophies on PS3 while I was sort of waiting for PS4 games. So that won't be the case now with the PlayStation Collection. There's a whole bunch of stuff on that I've never played before, such as Days Gone, things like that, which I'll probably have a shot at. Ghost of Tsushima, which I'm almost certainly going to wait and play on PS5, and then Demon's Souls. I'm looking forward to that, aren't you? Yeah. That's not a pure PS5 experience. I know I saw MJ's stream earlier on. I know MJ Play Games is really, really excited about Miles Morales, Spider-Man, but I don't know. I mean, I liked Spider-Man. I liked it a lot, but it just felt like a sort of reskinned Arkham game to me. It didn't feel radically new. It was fun, but it never really blew me away. I enjoyed my time with it and I traded it in. So I'm not really that bothered about rushing out to get that. But I think Demon's Souls would be great. I've never played Demon's Souls before. I think it'll be really good to stream as well. And that's kind of the thing we're both in now, Paolo, where sometimes you're not so much necessarily just buying a game to play now. You're sort of also thinking...
Exactly, yeah.
can I
make this work? Yeah.
Can I make this work? Because actually, our gaming time's even less than usual now because, essentially the time that we actually just play a game is even lessened now because we're I always feel like if I'm sitting around, if I've got time to play a game, I might as well stream.
Well, aye.
So yeah, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. What about yourself? You've got the Xbox coming even quicker.
Yeah, so the Xbox is in the 10th. I did go for the S, so it's not going to be zippity doo dah with the old graphics and all that kind of stuff. But I'm looking forward to just simple things, just that be new. And the Xbox that I've got is a launch day Xbox, so it's almost prehistoric when you think about it compared to what's out now.
Well, the Xbox One, that big brick and everything.
I dread to think how much smaller the S is going to be next to it. So yeah, it'll be nice to see that, and you're getting 1440 out of it anyway. It's not 4K, but it's pretty. And I like you said, I'm just looking forward now to moving everything over to next gen and starting that world, if you know what I mean. Like the wee sneaky peek we got of the PS5 UI was really interesting. I really enjoyed that, and how things are going to work and how things look. And it's the same old. It's all, there's quite a lot of gimmicks and things like that, like the cards and all that jazz that they're pushing, and they're going to look at this. But how much are you going to use it day to day? Is it going to be something you'll use, or is it just a wee flashy thing for a new beast? But,
yeah, I mean, like the touchpad, for instance, that was on the DualShock 4, it only really gets utilised by first-party devs and doesn't get used that much. There will be there's always an element of that on new consoles. Some stuff sticks, some stuff doesn't. I mean, the share button on the DualShock 4 was brilliant. It's used all the time. We used it a lot when we started streaming, obviously.
Yeah.
It's now a create button.
Indeed.
It's not share anymore, but you quite like that aesthetically kind of.
What I quite like about the Xbox side of that kind of thing is if you do that on the Xbox, I don't know if this is the same PS5 though, to be fair. So you essentially create a clip of your gameplay. It creates it, stores it on your hard drive, but it also stores it everywhere. It's a cloud, so you've got it on your phone immediately. So if I wanted to send you that clip, I've got it on my phone that I can just send you.
That's pretty cool.
Simple things like that you don't have to move it. With the PS4, I think the way I did that would be to upload it to Facebook privately and then save it from there and things like that.
When it was a nightmare. But I guess that was maybe because it'll be interesting to see how easily the PS5 integrates with stuff like that. That might, for all we know, you'll be able to send it to the. I mean, I already see the PlayStation 5 Remote Play app on my phone is now got an update for PS5 and all that. So there's going to be, I think hopefully things like that will be a wee bit easier. Because I would love to grab a screenshot from a game and whack it into WhatsApp or something like that, and Not necessarily upload to Twitter or something, but maybe to send to you guys something. Look at this bit, or look what happened here. And on PS4, but then we need to remember that was quite revolutionary, as it were, at the time when it was launched on PS5, and it's become a bit of a hindrance now. I mean, it's fine if you've got Twitter or anything linked up and you can go straight to Twitter, but it doesn't quite speak to everything the way you would necessarily want it to. So that'd be quite interesting. I do see Evil Monkey talking about 4K UI Master Race. That's because there's already there's some ludicrous article came out saying that the PlayStation 5 was going to kill the Xbox because the PlayStation's UI was 4K.
Yeah,
and and I don't know what the Xbox's one was, but it wasn't 4K. 1080. I mean, honestly, if your UI is not 4K, don't even bother me.
Brutal. Exciting times on nearly here, man. Nearly here.
Yeah.
Do you want to find out about your freebies this month, Colin?
Do I?
Yeah, you do. There's not much change, my friends. Not much change. From until the 31st of October, Halloween, you're getting Slay Away Camp Butcher's Cut, the puzzle Xbox One game. You're also getting, till the 31st of October, Costume Quest, an RPG for the Xbox One from the 360. And, of course, till the 15th of November, you're getting Made of Scare, a survival horror for Xbox One. Definitely a Halloween theme for the Xbox games this month.
Yeah.
Over on PlayStation Plus, you are getting Need for Speed Payback, driving game. I don't particularly play the Need for Speed games, so I couldn't tell you much about it. And oh no, Blunderboy pulled us up for this last time, didn't he? Vampire.
It's
He wants us to
bloody
call
Vampire. Right?
Vampire.
I reviewed it. We got sent codes for this game. I played it ahead of release. Right. I'm pulling rank here. I got sent review notes and everything. It's Vampire.
Vampire.
I got a video sent to me that explained stuff. It was okay. The game was alright.
Explain stuff. So it's
It
Vampire.
I got this big review guide. Well, we get these review guides sometimes that explained all about the sort of morality system and how if you kill certain people or not. I mean, it's quite a cool system. I don't think anything in the game works quite as well as the principle of it. But it's all right. It's all right.
If you got your PlayStation Plus, pick it up for free. Don't forget.
I haven't even bothered getting Need for Speed. I just couldn't be bothered.
I put them in because I forgot to do my PlayStation Plus games last month.
Yeah, they were good last. Were they good last?
Well, it was PUBG and Street Fighter.
They were good last month.
I forgot to claim them. I forgot to claim them, like an idiot. So don't be a Paolo. Claim your games. You never know when you'll need them. Right, we have been playing some games here now. Now I should ask you this before, but are you wanting to do the save point ones as separate ones?
Let's do a wee save point. We'll do that first.
So the first one you gave me is a horrible game.
Yeah.
Phantasmagoria-phobia.
Phasmophobia. So now I can't quite make out. Was this when we jumped in later in the game?
So
was this the first time?
The visuals. No, this is the first time. The visuals. This is the one that had the creepy woman in the kitchen that I saw go up the stairs.
Oh,
and then came at you with an axe or something.
Oh man.
Nope.
Yeah, Phasmophobia. You guys, people who are on Twitch will be seeing a lot of this game. It's being played a lot. It's definitely worth checking out. It's still sort of early access on Steam. I think it's around about £11. It's a very scary game. It's basically Most Haunted, the game, where you work in teams to identify ghostly paranormal activity in a location and document them and try and work out what the ghost is. But it's not just wandering around and watching dishes fall off of shelves or something like that. These ghosts can kill you. You're talking to them. They're reacting to you. You're reacting to them. It's really good. It's really fun to play. But it's also bloody horrible.
It's what really gets. I'm not a fan of jump scares. I'm not a fan of like Halloween and things like that. They don't really interest me. I've said this before on stream, so I'm not more use it at all. But it's the tension that gets me. The high stakes thrillers are scarier to me than horrors, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So what really gets me in this game is, for those of you who play it will know exactly what I'm talking about, because they advise you to play it with headphones. And obviously for the 24-hour stream we were. When you go from the truck outside and then you go in the house, immediately in your ears you get a kind of
yeah.
And that is continual. And it does a really clever thing where it focuses you in on the sound, so you're really listening. So that when you hear that wee in your ear, nope, I'm out.
9 times out of 10, that's actually Blunderboy that's doing that. But
yeah, that's true. True.
The sound design's really good. It's a little bit janky, and I'm sure some of that will get refined. I kind of hope they don't take all the jank out of it, because that is a lot of the appeal to it.
Okay. Yeah.
How difficult it is to open and close doors, things like that. How hard it is to pick things up when you're panicking. That feels very authentic.
It was lovely to watch back. And well, it's that clip. I keep saying calling this clip of shouting at me. But it was lovely to watch all 3 screens to see what was happening. because obviously you're very focused in on your screen when you're playing it. I don't even think you guys could see the other screens when you were playing. And it was just, you're so focused in, and I remember being completely blind. I couldn't see anything, and I was just kind of frantically looking for the door as you're screaming in my ear, "It's a spooky kid, spooky kid!"
So basically, I was back in the sort of command center. I was back in the truck, looking on a camera, and Paul was in the room that we'd identified that the spirit was there or thereabouts. He was there in the pitch black and was kind of calling out. He uses voice recognition. He was calling out to the spirit, and just out of nowhere, this creepy child like appears and starts like crawling towards Paolo, and I literally just like shut down. But at the same time, I was desperately trying to tell Paolo to get him out of there. It's very funny. It's oh jeez, I couldn't. I had so many. I mean, you guys know, having listened to the podcast for many years, that there's always a lot of words coming out of my mouth, but there was even more than was humanly possible to speak, and I just couldn't get them all out.
That's a wee bottleneck in your throat.
It was horrific. It was horrific.
I mean, it's it's very good at what it does. I have to say, it is very good, and I can see the appeal to people. Would I play it again? I mean, I think I probably would, to be honest. It was good fun with you two. It was really good fun. Playing it with randoms, I'm not so sure if I'd been into that. But the fun was being the Nearly Men playing it to me.
For me, there's a danger of I think they'll need to mix things up a bit as the game grows a bit, because I think there is a kind of law of diminishing returns the more often you play it. I played it subsequently with myself and Gary played it after Streets of Rage didn't work last week, and I mean, it's still scary, and there's still these moments of absolute gold. But you know, I'm not sure how much life there will be in the game as it goes on, unless they add to it. But you know, hopefully they will. They're still sort of as I said, it's still technically early access or whatever it is. So, so hopefully they'll add lots more locations, more ghosts, more things you can do, or more reactions to things. And then it could last. But it's genuinely a very scary game.
Yeah, what I like about it is before we played it that day, Gary had played quite a lot of it. Quite a lot of it. Not even just dipped his toe and kind of worked it all out. He's played quite a lot of it, and he's still getting scared at it, and that's a good sign to me.
Absolutely. And Blunt the Boy's the bravest out of a lot of us.
Exactly. Another one you stuck on the list, Colin, to have a wee look at was Among Us.
Yeah.
Which we finally got to play after everybody wanted us to play.
So that was my first time ever playing Among Us, and it's got quite I don't know if it's got a steep learning curve, but I didn't really know what I was doing for the first couple of games. It didn't help the fact we were very tired by this point, and we were playing with quite a lot of folk from the community who did know the game quite well. But it pretty much lived up to the hype. I had a lot of fun with it. I could have played more of it. It was very fun, and I even got a chance to be the imposter at one point as well. And I got to write down the last three with yourself and a friend of the podcast, Hatana. And to be fair, Paolo, if I had known, I think I might have. You never know. I might have even survived, but I didn't know that I could. There's a sabotage mechanic. I didn't know that. I thought, and I was trying to sabotage a couple of times by walking to a machine. I didn't know you could kind of just do it where you were.
Okay.
So that sort of gave me away in the end. But it's good. It is good. I can see why folk are loving it. I can see why it's great on stream. And it's very funny, and it does make you do. And I cannot believe. Andrew from Arcade, what a sociopath. Unbelievable. That was astonishing.
Found out new things about that guy that day.
And then he used his wonderful video editing skills to troll us as well.
Yeah, which was very good.
If you're not already, be sure to check out Arcade Glasgow on YouTube. and you'll find, is it the Nearly Men versus Suscade, or
It
Suscade
could be
versus
something
the
like
Nearly
that.
Men? I can't remember. You'll see it there. It's a brilliantly put together video, and you can see Andrew just working his way, slicing his way through all of the Nearly Men. All of the exhausted Nearly Men who were just trying to raise some money for kids in hospital, and he just sliced his way through us all.
Nah. Disgraceful.
What was your? You had played a little bit of it before.
I'd played one game with friend of the podcast, Bonnie, and I played it on phone as well. I like yourself, I didn't really know what I was doing. I don't know, when people say, "Oh, I was an admin," I'm like, "Oh, where was admin?" I don't know the map at all. I just worked out that you could do tasks, so I kind of knew that, but I don't know how to do all the tasks. I think in this clip that's shown, actually, there's one with numbers that I obviously try and go, I have no idea how to do this. But it's lovely. I think it's really nice playing with people you know on Discord, so that you are vocally debating it. That it certainly adds an edge to it rather than just typing. And it was good fun. It's good fun. And it's nice and quick as well. It ticks over quite quickly.
Well, we got quite a few games, and that was quite good because it gives us a chance to get various members of the community in to have a game with us, because we were doing a lot of just us playing games throughout the stream. And then towards the end, we started to, we played a bit of Rocket League with the community. We played Dead by Daylight. We played Predator and Among Us. And it was lovely. It was a really nice way to do things. And I'm sure we'll play some more Among Us at some point as well.
Yeah, it was good. Very, very good. And then last night, Colin, on your night on the Nearly Man stream, I hijacked it and came on board to play some Ghost of Tsushima. The multiplayer was released last week, wasn't it? And we played through some of the Legends story mode, didn't we? I love this game. I really like this game. It's so much fun. The combat system for it is right on my sweet spot, I think. And I was so glad it was so hard as well. It was brutally hard at places.
It's properly hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really hard.
It looks stunning. I love that whole genre. And it's really lived up to what I was hoping it would be, which was pretty high in my estimations when they first announced it, and when they were showing trailers, I was like, "Oh, this has got to be a Kurosawa movie," and it is. It's beautiful.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
What I was going to say is this demonstrates quite clearly why, despite the fact that I think we can all admit that the PS5's launch stuff so far hasn't gone particularly well. There's been quite a few stories. It's kind of an inverse of what happened with Xbox One and PS4.
Yeah.
At the moment, Xbox is very much in the ascendancy with the everything that they seem to be. I mean, it kind of feels like Xbox can't really do any wrong at the moment, and PlayStation can't really get anything quite right, story-wise, and just the way it's all unfolding at the moment. But this just goes to show you why probably PlayStation aren't too worried just yet, because this is just a sort of tacked-on multiplayer, and it is utterly brilliant, and it is just steeped in quality. And it just goes to show that the real sort of jewels in the crown of PlayStation over the last, 8 years or whatever, even longer actually, has been their first-party developers. It has been Naughty Dog, it's been Sucker Punch, it's been Sony Santa Monica, Media Molecule. It's been these devs that are just making Guerrilla, that are just making really, really top-quality stuff. And Sucker Punch are one of the very best. I mean, they really are. And I was astonished at how good it was.
Yeah.
How good it was. Because I kind of thought it would just be a sort of subsidiary sort of thing, and you would just sort of play a little bit and go, "Oh, that was fine." I would say this is now. Listen, I'm quite early in the game, the main game. I've got a long way to go with this, but I would feel that this is almost every bit as good. It's a different experience, but it feels that sort of quality. And there's just screeds and screeds of stuff. There's so much to do. There's raids. There's the survival mode. There's the really, this isn't like these little story parts aren't like where you do like a couple of minutes of a couple of pages of exposition, and then suddenly you're just playing the same thing over and over again. It's a properly crafted campaign.
Aye, and the environments of it all and all that as well. I mean, I know they're probably from the game, but even still, it's just because they're done. I know Blunderboy's in the chat kicking about just now. Gary was hopeful that it would lean on the kind of mystical aspect to the culture, and certainly the story we played, the stories certainly did, and it gives the environments a whole different look, with hearts in the sky and dripping blood and all that kind of stuff. It was beautiful, and as you say, it's a different game, it's a different experience, and that's very generous to give that as an add-on. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It kind of feels a bit like, when Rockstar did Undead Nightmare. Now I know you didn't really play it, but they added this whole other sort of like completely fresh sort of take. I know zombies isn't a fresh take, but on the game, and it reimagined the entire game essentially in a different sort of thing. And it's got that same sort of thing because it feels familiar in some ways and vastly different in others. The new character classes are really cool. The kind of way that they work amongst one another, and honestly, teamwork is essential.
Yeah,
it's essential. This isn't going to be something like Destiny or something where you might jump into online matchmaking and some guy will be disappearing off and doing the whole thing, and you're just running up behind them, picking up the bit of glimmer he's left behind. That will not happen. People will die. You will get sliced to bits because
people will die.
People will die. Was that video game Ellen or Hector McMillan?
Hector McMillan,
Scottish playwright. I'm very. I think Blunderboy's going to absolutely love it.
Yeah. Brilliant. Let's play more of it. Let's go to me. I was on holiday, so I haven't been playing too much at all on stream. I played Quantum Break. I maybe should have put that in. I forgot all about that. I've been playing Quantum Break on the...
If ever I needed to more demonstrate the whole sucker punch Naughty Dog thing.
It's good. I mean, it's all right. It's Quantum Break's this thing. If you don't know where it was a big flagship game for the Xbox launch, and it didn't actually launch with the Xbox. Something kind of funny happened, but it was tying in a game with a TV show. So the game is it's working out about 2.5 hours of gameplay, and then you watch a 20-minute episode of live action episode. And it's quite good. So we've done 2 acts so far in the weeks. I'm just doing an act a week kind of thing, and it's all right. I think Jabrias hit the nail on the head with what the live action's like. It's like watching a sci-fi channel movie. That gives you a kind of flavour of the quality of it. It's all right. It's not written well at all, really, but the performances are all right. They're trying their best.
It's weird because it's got a pretty good cast.
It's got a very good cast. I
mean, not quite A-list, but kind of getting up there. But yeah, it seems to have, like, if you think of everything that video game acting can be now, like it's got the actors there. It's got Lance Reddick and that guy who kind of looks like the guy from the Lord of the Rings, but isn't quite. It's got all them, right? And yet it's kind of got the script of like an early 90s video game.
Aye.
You know what I mean? I kind of feel like I'll be using some of the dialogue from that game in a log or mog at some point.
But it's all right. It's certainly not as bad as everybody was making out at the time. But it's not the greatest game in the world. But it's fun. It's got nice to be mechanics, time mechanics and things like that. But something else that I have been playing is Red Dead Online, which I dived back in after playing a wee bit in the 24-hour stream. It kind of wetted my whistle, as it were, and I went in and started to do some stuff. So I decided, I think it took me the whole of the streams. Well, no, I had a wee bit of spare time in the second stream, to be fair, but I thought I would do the bounty hunter missions and get them finished, because I was still had like maybe 4 or 5 levels to do. So it was nice just to kind of grind away at them, and it doesn't feel like grinding in Red Dead. That's what I love about it. And we finished the bounty hunter and then massacred the town, as we always do.
As usual. Can't believe you massacred the town without me.
Oh, do you know, Colin? It was not as fun. I'll not lie.
Wasn't it the same?
I could have. The horrible thing was I could have stayed up on that roof all day for that. I mean, a 4-hour stream, and I would never have died because they kept sending just 2 lawmen after me at a time. My memory is that when we do it, we're swamped. It starts off at 3, and then you start getting 6, and then there's a whole coast of them.
But I've usually got a bounty of like $13 or something like that.
Well,
So I
I
don't
was
know
at
if that's part of it.
I was at 10. I think I got to 10. Thought, oh. Anyway, but it's just great. It's we complained that there was nothing to do at the start. Now there's loads to do, and I think that they just shot themselves in the foot by releasing it the way they did, and too many people fell away and just don't want to go back. But there is a lot of game there, and it's all good fun, and the professions add something different. Each of them are very different. I love doing the bounty hunter missions. I think they're great. The trader I've never done much of. Maybe dive into that next. And there's a new one, the naturist or naturalist.
Naturalist, I think.
I can never remember which way around it is.
I think the naturist is something else.
But it's great fun. And I'll probably go back into it again, do some more. It's nice to ride the West.
There's a Halloween event on at the moment as well, because I know Mr. JOTD is getting right in about that.
Oh, aye.
In fact, I think Josh will be streaming on Saturday. I think he's going to is come back to streaming, and I think he's going to be streaming the Red Dead dailies and all that sort of stuff. So that'll be cool. I'm going to pop in and see that. I think
it's just so much fun. It's such a beautiful world again. And it's huge, and I was saying on the stream, it just feels like it is alive. You feel like while you're riding through the woods, somewhere up in the frosty hills, there's a pack of wolves running about at the same time. Even though we're not there to see it, you feel like it's all happening. It's brilliant.
It's a really interesting. I loved Red Dead, and I have spent so much time in Red Dead Online, and I really did suffer through all the time when there was nothing to do, and I was still there. I'm level 100 odd. Because I just kept thinking they're going to drop something good soon. They're going to drop something good soon, and they just haven't.
Never quite came.
Really, and the bounty hunter stuff is okay. I just want to be able to rob banks and things.
That's the thing. Yeah,
I don't understand why you can't rob stores. It doesn't make sense. You could do that on day one on GTA Online.
Yeah,
it's just why is there not being proper I don't understand why they can't just grab essentially the heists from GTA and just plomp them right into Red Dead. I don't think we need anything majorly bespoke. Just drop that in, and it would make such a difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I can't even bother with all the PvP, all the matchmaking and the various death matches and battle royales.
I don't really play any of that at all. What was nice was, and funnily enough, you said it in the Sea of Thieves stream as well, was that there's this lovely sense of when you come across a real player in the world, just in the open world, there's that standoff of, are you going to shoot me or are you all right? Because I'm busy doing something else. I don't want to get involved with you just now, but are you going to shoot me? And there's that lovely moment of what's going to happen.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Are you going to... I don't want a problem, but I'll give you a problem if
people will die, Colin.
If it's going that way, people will die.
People will die. So yes, it's great fun, brilliant fun. You've been playing other games as well, Colin. Let's get going.
I jumped into Age of Empires 3. I was really looking forward to this. It came out on Game Pass fairly recently. This was a game that I had always wanted. Well, it came out right around the time that my PC in my mum and my dad's house, our PC was starting to give up the ghost. Really, it was games were starting to kind of bypass it, And I remember playing this, or maybe a demo of it. I don't even know if I could play the full game. I got a loan of it at one point from my mate, I remember, because it had this ornate booklet. Remember when games used to still have booklets? It was amazing. Excellent artwork in it and all that. And I just really like it. It's set in the colonial era, which is a bit dicey at times. You're a bit like, I don't feel greatly comfortable about blowing up all these blowing up all this lovely land and pushing all these people about. But it's glorious looking. The definitive edition remaster, really, it does look gorgeous. The sort of destruction of buildings is spectacular, as you can see. it's really good. It's quite different. There's sort of new things because you're essentially a colonial outpost. There's this sort of like card management sort of thing where you kind of go to your home city and they can send you shipments of things and stuff like that, which is quite a nice mechanic. I'd forgotten completely about it all. You have to select governors and things like that as you go up the various levels and stuff. So there's a wee bit more sort of city management and sort of almost a sort of politics about it that was always sort of there in Age of Empires games, but it's been kind of added to. It's really nice. It's really nice. I'm looking forward to playing some more of it. I might even play some more of it tomorrow, to be honest, because it's quite a nice chilled game to play on a morning stream.
Yeah.
So really enjoyed that. And then the complete inverse of that was for one of my spooky streams. I'm playing scary games in the evenings, and I played Outlast 2.
Nope.
Oh
Nope,
my
nope.
goodness!
Nope,
Oh
nope,
my
nope.
goodness! How to best describe? I mean, Red Barrel's right. So this is a massive. Red Barrel did the original Outlast. It was an early game on PS Plus on the PS4, and I generally remember playing it and being terrified about it. It was probably the first game I'd ever really played where you can't really fight. You can't fight at all. You have to run and hide. The fighting's not an option, and this game's exactly the same. It's really messed up. You're sort of caught in the middle of this sort of like super sort of like fundamentalist, gone mental like Christian cult, and then there's this sort of like kind of the inverse of them is this like sort of pagan group who are basically the same, and they're tearing each other apart, and they both seem desperate to get their hands on you, the player, and your girlfriend as well. It's all done first person. You can't really see much unless you're using your video camera. You are a camera man for a news report, and the bulk of the game you need to use your night vision for. You have to kind of work out how you're going to use it. Your batteries run down real quick on your night vision, but without your night vision, you can hardly see anything. It's managing all that sort of stuff. It's knowing when to hide, knowing when to run. It's a properly unpleasant game, and I'm not convinced I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to play more of it. Because people were messing with me on stream and having great delight at it, but it's not a pleasant experience. But I don't suppose it was really meant to be. It's good. I don't think it's quite. I don't know why Slender the Arrival properly scared me. I don't think Outlast scares me quite as much. But it's properly unpleasant.
It's pretty gruesome, isn't it? It's the whole subject matter as well. I did see bits of it.
Yeah,
it's really taboo, as it were.
Yes. Outlast always was. There's kind of full frontal nudity, that sort of stuff. There's extreme violence, swearing, a lot of adult content in the game, themes and all that sort of stuff. This one takes it all a wee bit further.
It has to. That's
even further, I would say. I mean, it's essentially a video nasty in a game.
No my cup of tea, really.
But yeah, so I'm going to play more of it. It hasn't. I don't know. It feels a bit like a sequel. It feels a bit like, I really liked Outlast because I'd never played anything like it. I'm not convinced Outlast 2 is different enough from the original Outlast to really impress me.
It's different locale.
And really what they've done, I mean, it certainly looks graphically, it's much more impressive, but they've just sort of like upped the gore, upped the shock factor, and I don't know. It just has left me feeling a wee bit numb.
Yeah.
But I'll probably persevere with it, and we'll see. I think I'm about halfway through the game, but generally, if a game wasn't grabbing me after like halfway through, I'd probably give up.
Yeah. Mr. GOTD says it's a great game to sit down with the family and play.
Indeed, it certainly is. Certainly is, if your family is the Manson family.
Shall we go to our listeners?
We shall.
Our listeners and our viewers, I suppose it is now as well. Our audio viewers, as Greg Miller used to call them. Jamie Simpson's been in touch. He says, "Hey guys, hope life is treating you well. Still playing The Last of Us 2 and a bit of Mario Galaxy on Switch, but life and work is taking up the majority of my time." I hear you, brother. I hear you. Can't complain too much as I've managed to secure a PS5 order and happy about that. Stay safe. One of the
Oh,
few.
good. Well done, Jamie. That's good to hear. I'm glad he's managed to get one. We have, myself and Paolo both have. I don't think Blunderboy has, and I know there's a number of folks out in the chat as well who haven't managed to get one yet.
Yeah.
It's strange, isn't it? It's strange.
There's quite a lot of people not bothered about it, to be fair. They're not desperate for it for launch. But yeah. At RNGSpot27 has been in chat saying, been playing the new Dead by Daylight time, and also that old game of trying to purchase a PS5.
And case in point.
What is Dead by Daylight time? What is that? Is that like a level or something?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. We're not up on it. Whenever we needed Blunderboy, there it was.
Have we copied and pasted an autocorrect here?
Well, that's not my problem. Racturian was on the Discord. Please remember, jump in the Discord. There'll be a link in the chat at the moment. The Discord's full of fun. It's got a room for lots of games and chit chat, what's cooking, and pet picks, and a whole manner of things. Looking for players as well, which Blunderboy added this week, which I think is a great idea. So if you're looking for someone to play a game with, jump in there, see if anybody fancies a wee game. It's working out quite well. Racturian was on there. He was saying he's been clobbering people in Mordhau. Is that right?
Yes.
Mordhau. Doing some conquering in Crusader Kings and force choking annoying NPCs in SWOTR.
So I need to come in here for a minute, right? So I was playing Mordhau with Racturian the other day. This was actually one of the few times I've played a game off stream. I just played myself and Racturian played a number of hours of Mordhau.
With one of the plebs.
Well, the wonderful Racturian, just out of the blue, while I was streaming Uncharted, they were talking about it in the chat. People were like, "Oh, Colin, you need to check out Mordhau." And Racturian sent me a Steam key for it.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, "Oh my goodness!"
Where's my Steam key?
Well, you know what I mean.
This is outrageous.
Don't you get the begging bowl out, Paolo?
This is outrageous.
He likes me better. That's it.
Unbelievable. Falls into the cloud and lands on a boat. I don't know what the saying is.
Is amazing. It's like a multiplayer. It's like Battlefield in the Middle Ages.
Oh, right. Okay.
First person, insanely violent, proper medieval. You're running, trying to attack this castle, and they're pouring boiling oil on you, or they're throwing bricks down on you and stuff. You can get your head sliced off, and the kill cam goes rolling down the hill with your head. You could. There was a point where I held up my sword to try and block somebody. Right, they sliced my hand off, and I just held up like a bloody stump as I sort of bled out on camera in front of them. It is
just a flash movement.
It is mental. You're rampaging. You're in your heavy mail and chain, and you're rampaging across the battlefield. You know, you're like, and you finally get there, and a horse literally just like crushes you. It just rampages you. You're like, oh, I guess I'm respawning again. It is magnificent. I am going to stream it. I want to stream it with Racturian. So I don't know. I might stream some of it tomorrow. I'm not sure because I want to make sure it works. But myself and Racturian, I think, are going to hopefully get a stream maybe next week off it. It is insane. I really like it. So my thanks to Racturian.
Excellent. Also in the Discord, Bry says he's been playing Fable 2. Interesting. Squadrons, FIFA 20, and a tiny bit of fishing on Sea of Thieves. Nice yeah. Sea of Thieves fishing. There you go. Jabrias is also there. He says, I had great fun completing the Star Wars Squadrons campaign, and I've played the first couple of hours of Baldur's Gate 3, which I'm loving. Not the only one from what I hear. Especially on my new 4K monitor. Ooh. Also, thanks to Paul, I'm using Flight Simulator Economy and Microsoft Flight Simulator to earn pretend money doing pretend jobs across the globe. That's addictive. So you go on a website and you take on jobs, and then you go to the sim and you fly the job, and you get money, and it builds up in your bank, and you can buy planes and things like that for an airline that doesn't exist. Yeah.
Is this what it was like when the Tories told you your next career could be in cyber? This is what we were talking about.
We don't talk about that. Uzi. I keep wanting to call you Uzi. I think it's because it starts with an E.
Uzi 9mm.
Uzi 9mm. I have been playing Phasmophobia, obviously, Minecraft, Total Warhammer 2, Far Cry 5, and a little bit of Raft. Did you never get into Raft? I thought you might have tried Raft.
I was kind of tempted by it, but it kind of looked like a not very fun Stranded Deep.
Too similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair play. And MJ Play Games slid in there as well, and she says, I am late to the party, but addicted to Dead by Daylight.
Addicted. Aye. I was watching MJ's stream earlier on today. She was smashing it on stream, and while playing Dark Souls, was just talking about Dead by Daylight a lot. she was obsessed with it.
They love their generators, man. They love their generators.
Aye, all these mad spooky mechanics.
So thanks for getting in touch, everybody. We love you dropping a line, just even if it is just to see what game you're playing. If you've got a new bit of kit, that's always exciting. And of course, the new consoles are coming as well. So please do keep that in mind. And here's how you can get in touch for the next time.
We'd love to hear from you. Find us on Facebook as The Nearly Men, Twitter and Instagram, where we are at Nearly Men, or email info@thenearlymen.com.
Brilliant. So do you want some new releases, Colin?
Do I?
Yeah, you do. Outbreak Epidemic is out on the 22nd of October. It's on Switch. Dwarfheim for PC. It's the 22nd. Also on the 22nd, you've got Torchlight 3 on the Switch. Then on to the 23rd, you're getting Galicide for PS4, Xbox One and Switch. Leisure Suit Larry, Wet Dreams Die Twice, PC on the 23rd. Are they still making games like that?
Yes, well, I know that I know that Evil Monkey was very much looking forward to a new Leisure Suit Larry. So
there
yes.
You go. There you go. Supermarket Shriek is on PS4, PC and Switch on the 23rd. Also on the 23rd, we've got budget cuts for PSVR. Also Transformers Battlegrounds on PC, PS4, Xbox One and Switch. Moving on to the 27th, you're getting Carto for PC and PS4, Ghost Runner for PC, PS4 and Xbox One, and Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel for PS4.
Ooh.
On the 29th, it's Watch Dogs Legions coming out. Are you interested in Watch Dogs Legion, Colin? Yeah, I'm the same.
I mean, I'm always kind of taken by the idea of a game. So Watch Dogs Legion set in London.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always quite taken by the idea of playing a game that's set in a city that looks more like one of our cities.
Uh-huh.
The Getaway, for instance, all that was a Cockney Geezer game. You were driving on our side of the road, it was our sort of cars. It looked like ours, that sort of thing. I always kind of hoped that Rockstar might make a Grand Theft Auto that was sort of set like they did GTA London, but it doesn't quite work because all the guns and the insane sort of like
it
doesn't really work the same way as it works in an American city. But I'm kind of, I don't know. I did see somebody being quite excited about the fact, I think it was Wardy. Wardy was quite excited about the fact that Aidan Pierce is back. I think Wardy must be the only person in the world that's excited that Aidan Pierce is back.
He was the lead from the first one.
Yeah, he was the most uninspiring lead character ever. And I see that as someone who platinumed the original Watch Dogs just because they had better to do. Because I had
Well, that's coming out on the 29th for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, and the Stadia. Dark Pictures Anthology, the next chapter comes out on the 30th. It's called Little Hope, and you're getting that for PC, PS4 and Xbox One. I presume Blunderboy will be picking that up. Also on the 30th, Pinkman 3 Deluxe for the Switch and Ninja Legends PSVR. Then on Halloween itself, you're getting Auto Chess for PS4, chess you don't have to play. And on the 3rd, you're getting Bakugan Champions of Vestroya on the Switch. And on the 5th, you're getting Cosmocrats on PC. So that's your whack for the new releases up till next time. What's been happening in the chat?
Well, I was just doing that just now. I see that Blunderboy snuck into the chat. I can't believe it. Blunderboy's not doing the podcast. He's actually doing some of the script. Oh, that's a first time.
Snuck on in here. I thought you meant in the chat. Oh,
to be fair though, he basically just put his own thing in because we ignored what he said. That's what he did. He wasn't actually helping us. He has said you should say Vamp Ear. It's the Hungarian way to write the name, but vampire is easier for everybody, so we just say vampire. But in the game, you will hear people, very scholared people, who will say, no, you have to pronounce it vampire. Love you, G, kiss. I hope you're feeling better, Blunder Boy. Viva La Hazy said, our lovely friend, thanks again for the raid during Save Point, you legend.
Indeed.
Viva says, Hazy says, Quantum Break was decent enough, and then said it was the boy who played Iceman in X-Men. That's who it was.
Yeah,
that's who it was.
I think that's the most commented comment as I've been playing Quantum Break, is people just keep coming in and going, that's the guy that played Iceman in X-Men.
Yeah. It does show you the kind of comparable sort of careers of these actors, that everyone goes, that's the guy from Iceman, that's Iceman from X-Men, or else they see Lance Reddick and go, oh, that's the guy from, and then everybody says something different because Lance Reddick's in everything.
Rakshu also said that when I was asking where's my code, he did refer to the fact that he gave me all these good jokes the other day on my stream. My stream was hijacked by people doing bad jokes in the chat for hours. Wasn't it just like the odd one here and there? It was hours. I know, it's disgraceful. I would have timed them out, but I didn't want them to start bringing all that grief to me. I was like, there's no saving Paul now. I'll just, stop already dead. Yusi's very excited about when he heard you being a naturist. He said, yes, Naked Red Dead 2. Andrew H 183 is feeling a bit sorry for you, Paolo. He says he'll send you a key for Vampire. Oh, thank you. I don't know what Vampire is. What's Vampire? Oh, Vampire.
Vampire.
Oh, Vampire. Right. Okay.
Vampire. Vampire.
Vampire. Vamp there. Vamp anywhere you want, mate.
That's about it. Apart from that, they're all talking about Phasmophobia. They're all basically planning to go and play Phasmophobia instead of listening to us.
Just hold on a minute. Just hold on to the end before he's all rush away. Upcoming streams tomorrow. We don't know. Blunderboy could be on. He might not be on. He is feeling very, very poorly, so do give him a break. If he is on, he's going to be doing the DLC for BioShock Infinite, I believe. He finished the game last week and he's going to dive into the DLC. On Monday night on this channel, the 26th, is going to be myself. We're doing Act 3 of Quantum Break. Dun dun dun. What will Littlefinger do next? And on Wednesday, Colin, what are you playing, sir?
So Wednesday 28th of October, the new Sea of Thieves update comes, the Halloween event. Apparently the Halloween events are always very good. So on the 28th, it's going to be the Fate of the Damned. So yeah, I'm going to play some Sea of Thieves. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing about crew and things like that at the moment. I'll find out. I'll work that out nearer the time. But yeah, I think it's time. I've not done any Sea of Thieves on the Nearly Men for quite a while, with exception of Save Point. So yeah, I'm desperate to go in and see what this event's like and get right in about it.
Happy days. And then next Thursday, it'll be all three of us back on, all going well if Gary Hogg hasn't shuffled off the Mortal Kombat yet. We'll all three of us back. And well, I don't know what we'll be playing. I mean, I'm going to put my hat in for Ghost of Tsushima, but I don't know if I'll get away with that 2 weeks in a row. But we'll see.
Maybe.
Thank you, everyone, once again. As we said, we're mixing up how we're going to do the producer thing, but tonight has been sponsored by all the Tier 1s and our glorious Tier 2, who is present tonight as the co-host.
I don't know what this is. This feels like something esteemed people would do.
It's beautiful. So we will mix up. We're going to get our tiers sorted and get our perks sorted for each level of tier. It's just finding the time where we can all sit down and talk about it that we're struggling with. But we will get it sorted. Hopefully it will give you a wee tasty treat if you want to go up a wee level or whatever and support the channel, because we're so grateful for anything. We just love you being here, but if you're supporting us by subscribing, happy days. The next episode is on the 5th of November, if I'm right, I'm guessing. 5th of November, yeah. So if you're not going to see fireworks displays, which you can't because there'll be no fireworks displays because you can't do them, then come back here, 8 o'clock. And Colin, I'm allowed to say what we're going to do, aren't we, Anna? What we spoke about last night?
Yes, please do, because I can't remember.
Next podcast episode, we're going to do
Yes,
the games
yes.
of the generation. So we're each going to pick, maybe say 3 games of what the best games of this generation has been from all platforms. And yeah, we'll do 3 each. So we want you to get in touch. Please do drop us a line. Let us know what your generation's games are, and we'll maybe feature them on the show. We'll put a wee shout out near the time as well. But fire them over. We're always listening. And here's how you can get in touch.
We'd love to hear from you. Find us on Facebook as The Nearly Men, Twitter and Instagram, where we are at Nearly Men, or email info@thenearlymen.com.
We are.
Yes, indeed. Drop us a little line. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. This has been episode 74 of the Nearly Men Video Games Podcast. My name is Paul Kaczynski. This is Colin Little beside me. Colin, say something.
Something?
Disappointing. It's Bon Voyage for me, and it's Bon Voyage from Muppet Face there as well. We'll see you next time, guys. Adios, amigos.